Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Brooke Brigham, I'm the attorney.
And I'm Tess Brigham, I'm the therapist.
And today we are here to talk about Sister Wives, Season 19, Episode 5, entitled The Year of Release.
Huh. Okay. The Year of Release.
So, before we get into the episode, we just wanted to talk about some sister wives in the news type things. And some of the stuff kind of relates to this episode where Cody, again, is just bogged down in talking about his kids. And I'm frankly tired of it.
Yeah.
They need to move on. Okay, this has been 5 episodes of him railing on his family, his ex-wives, his children, everyone who's against him and not loyal to him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, we get it. We get it. We understand how you feel.
Yeah.
So it's exhausting to watch, really. So Janelle and Christine have been doing some press. They were in Los Angeles the last few days. They attended this Us Weekly reality TV party.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they may have been nominated. They have like the, categories for like best reality star and different things. And maybe they were nominated. I don't know. But they were doing some press. And one of the things they did was the interview with Entertainment Tonight, I believe, which I thought was interesting because they really talked pretty frankly about this stuff with their kids and Cody's relationship or lack thereof with his kids. And they both pretty much say that Cody just doesn't really have a relationship with most of the kids. We see he does have one with Mykelti, and I think he and Aspen are friendly.
Can I ask you, they didn't address where he's at with Mykelti now, though, because he and Mykelti had a falling out, right? So,
yeah, I believe. No, basically Janelle said, well, this was what kind of shocked me. She said that Cody has not seen Savannah in a year.
Wow.
Yeah. And until recently, Savannah was living in, she was in Flagstaff. She recently moved to North Carolina, but that's upsetting. And she said that Savannah's attitude is kind of like, well, she sees him for what he is. He's kind of a Disneyland dad, and it is what it is. And she's, has a practical kind of approach to it. Still, like Christine said, she said, you never want your kids to have daddy issues. That's not good. And she said, I have a good relationship with my dad, and I want that for my kids, but they don't have control over it, obviously. And Janelle kind of said that he doesn't really have a relationship with any of her kids.
Wow.
Which is really sad.
So, and then does that also mean, I believe, he doesn't really have much of a relationship with Leon? So it's really none of his kids besides the kids he shares with Robyn.
And Mykelti, well, up until a while ago. And I don't know about Aspen. I mean, she was friendly with him at that baby sprinkle.
And so was Isabel.
Yeah. And he went to Gwen's wedding and engagement party. So.
Oh, and Logan. He's friendly with Logan.
To Logan's wedding, but I don't know if he sees Logan like out. He sees them at these events. He saw Maddie at Logan's. I mean, if they're all together, he's going to see them.
Well, but I think that it sounds like he has a relationship with Logan. Maybe he doesn't see Logan that much, but if Logan had a baby or if something happened, I think Cody would be included as opposed to Maddie. Yeah. Who just had a baby and didn't tell him.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know, but it's not good. And we see in this episode, things are not good with Gabe.
No.
And by the way, happy belated birthday to Gabe.
Yes.
When we're recording this, it's the 12th. So his birthday was yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know if
happy
Cody
birthday.
wished him a happy birthday or not. But yeah, and of course, Christine has such, rose-colored glasses about everything. She's just so damn happy. But
Mhm.
she did say that this season does eventually speed up because they say that this current season 19 goes all the way to Christine's wedding and past Christine's wedding.
So we'll finally get to the end of 2023.
2023, yeah, because she was married in October 2023.
Mhm.
So yeah, maybe we get to the next holiday,
Yeah.
the
Please,
next
God.
Christmas.
Please. Because this episode 5, is about Christmas 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh God.
A full 2 years ago.
Yeah. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Is there any other sister wives gossip?
oh well, Cody and Robyn took their house off the market.
Yes, I saw that. Yes. I wonder
Yeah.
what that's about. Do we
Well,
know?
we don't know. We don't know. It could have been that maybe they didn't get any offers, and so they just took it off like it wasn't the right time. Maybe it was
Mhm.
causing too much attention, because there were a lot of looky-loos coming around,
Maybe. Yeah.
trying to look at it.
Yeah, it is a hard time. I mean, we're going into the holiday season. This isn't really a time where people want to move
Mhm.
or looking for homes, but I don't know. Or maybe their financial plans changed, or I don't know.
Yeah, some people are
Mm.
trying to say it's because of this lawsuit for child support, but I don't see how that really affects it. I mean, it's not like, I mean, if Christine gets a judgment for support, it doesn't matter where he lives or what, it's going to
Mhm.
be a debt that attaches to any asset that he has, whether it's this home or another home. So
Mhm.
I don't really see how that makes a difference, but
Hmm.
who knows? Who knows why? And oh, apparently Cody deleted his Instagram. Not like he ever posted on it anyway, but people love to go there and leave nasty comments anyway. You know?
Which I can understand. I would delete mine too if I would even
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah. So that's Sister Wives in the news. I'm sure there's
Yes,
more,
yes.
but that's enough.
Okay.
Okay. So this episode starts out with Cody and Robyn going to Utah to go see the twins.
And boy, is Cody just bouncing off the walls excited.
Yeah, he's
Excited to see babies.
very excited.
Very, very excited.
Very, very excited.
And what I wrote down was, now you like Mykelti and Tony. Now you think they're great.
Mhm,
Right? Like, he's sitting there talking about how great, I really like Tony, and and Mykelti's a great, the way I don't know what he says, like she's a great gal or something real like that. It's like, now you like them.
mhm.
Now you like them.
'Cause they're the only people who will talk to you and
Yeah. But it's
share
just
their
a little
lives
bit of
with
like
you.
such a fair weather. You loved Maddie's husband. Why can't I think of his
Caleb.
name? Caleb. You loved him. You loved him. You said it was the greatest time of your life. You loved him. And now you cannot stand him. Right? It's just, he's like a teenager. He's like a child. Now I love you.
Mhm.
Now I hate you. You're going to be nice to me. I love you now. Ugh,
Yeah, and
exhausting.
present day, I don't think their relationship is good anymore from,
No.
well, hints that Mykelti has dropped.
Well, his big thing was Robyn was saying, well, I think Mykelti sees both sides of the story. She said knows or sees more of the truth, whatever that is.
Mhm.
That's their theory. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe Mykelti is just, I don't know. I don't know why she's so much more, well, one of the reasons is Cody never did anything personally to her. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean? Like, I mean, he admits now, he personally, his thing with telling Janelle to kick out Gabe and Garrison, he
Mm-hmm.
admits that that was a big mistake. So I mean, there's nothing you can really point to that he's done to Mykelti. I mean, because kids they want to be in their parents' lives and have relationships with them. So, um, I think Mykelti's trying, and I think Gabe and Garrison have been trying
Mm-hmm.
too, to a certain point, and then they gave up.
Well, but he never did anything to Maddie, but Maddie's distancing herself.
Well, I think maybe she's just distancing herself because his of this inconsistent relationship with her.
Hmm.
So obviously he was not making an effort to be she was very concerned about her kids because he's not making an effort to be in their lives, not making an effort to visit them, or
Hmm.
I don't know. It's all complicated.
Yeah. I mean, I think, right, each kid's going to have, and I think that the younger kids have such a different experience with Cody versus the older kids.
Mhm.
And I think that for the older kids, for them, I think a lot of them are remembering Cody as he once was, a more involved father, versus
Yeah.
maybe some of the younger kids. And that's hard. But again, they're all different kids, they're all different people. So they're all seeing the situation differently.
Mhm.
So I don't know if I necessarily think that Mykelti sees the truth or knows what the truth is. I think Mykelti's always liked Robyn a bit more and
Mhm.
had a better relationship with her. And I think that because of that, I think Cody maybe that sweetened Cody to her.
Mhm.
And that for her, she's like, well, this, I'm fine with this. I know what I'm going to get with him,
Right.
which I don't think is a terrible thing at all. But I was just kind of like, Robyn, what do you mean the truth? What truth are we talking about here?
Yeah, the truth that what? Like, everyone's mean to all of you and except for
And so therefore she's going to
Mykelti.
be nice. I
I don't
just, it's weird.
it's a stretch to
Well, the other thing too is that then Cody starts talking about buying the big house. Back to the big
I
fucking house.
know.
We're back to this again. We're back
He
to this.
and
Stop.
it's so du yeah, he's saying he wants to buy a house in Flagstaff for Tony and Mykelti to stay in. I guess so they'll come and stay because it's too hard for them to stay at Cody and Robyn's house because then someone's gonna have to sleep in someone else's room, and then the kids are in the parents' room. And it's like, Cody, people do this all the time. This is what you do when you go visit
Hmm.
when you're an adult and you go and you visit your parents. It's like, yeah, if your parents are lucky enough to have extra rooms or whatever, yeah, people move around and you fit it in. You don't need to go and buy a whole house
Yeah.
for purposes of visiting.
Yeah. Well, and I also, that's the other thing too, with this, him taking the house off the market. I'm wondering if they were going to sell that house with the idea of buying an even bigger house. And then maybe the judgment and some of these other financial things. And then the fact that the house wasn't really selling got them
Mhm.
scared. And so that's why they pulled it off the market. I don't think he was looking to downsize.
No. Yeah, no, I think he still has this fantasy. He
And
still has this big house fantasy.
I love this. He's like, Robyn and I were driving by a house the other day and we said, we should buy this, blah, blah. It's like, with what money?
I
I love
know.
how you guys talk about this stuff. You know, you're talking about a $2.5 million home. With what? You just lost all your income.
Yeah.
You're not getting LuLaRoe. You're not getting that LuLaRoe money, that worthy up money anymore.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. He's living in a fantasy world. And then did he say this? I wrote this down. It said when he isn't angry, he misses his family. Okay.
Well, Robyn said something about how, when he's not in his anger stuff. That's how she phrased it. When he's not in his anger stuff, he misses his family. That was
Okay, she said
Robyn.
that.
But whatever his anger stuff is, I love how these two just so eloquent with their words. At one point, Cody said, "Me and who?" Oh God, it was driving crazy. Um, Christine and I breaking up. Me and Mykelti are healing. It's like, oh God, with the language drives me crazy.
Okay, well, then we have to get into the eating of the placenta.
This one,
Ugh,
they beat that to death, and I didn't want to hear about it anymore.
no, it was grossing me out. And then they showed a picture of it.
Yeah. And then they
And
had to ask everyone, really? What do you think Janelle's going to say? You really think Janelle or Meri? It's like, you know what the answer is. Don't interview them. I can
yeah,
tell you right now, unequivocally.
nobody else in that whole family has eaten their placenta.
Hmm. Well, except for
Um,
Robyn. Robyn did
oh
it.
yeah, that's right. She did it. Of course, Robyn always, has to. take credit for everything.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is, people, this is not some original thing. People have been doing this for a long time. People do it. We hear about it here and there. And then Mykelti's trying to describe what it is and how it helps you. She barely understands. Do you know what I mean? She's like one of these
She
people that's like, well, it's gluten free and,
gluten
nut
free.
free and blah, blah, blah free. And so nutrients and bio whatever and probiotics, like just throwing out all those like words that people like to throw out. It's like, I don't think you have any sense of any of this.
Well, she was trying to say that eating the placenta helped her to not get postpartum depression.
Hmm.
I believe that's what she said. That
It's
she
one of
she
the right? Like it's one of the benefits. There's lots of benefits, and that's one of them.
I guess.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Has any of this scientifically ever
I don't know.
been proven?
I
I
don't know. But then we get into this whole thing about breastfeeding. And women in the culture of polygamy would breastfeed other women's babies. And
Yeah,
there's
who
all
brought
this.
this up?
Tony.
Oh, because he was saying, is it true that
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that it's something about these women just sitting in a circle passing a baby around breastfeeding. And it's like, where did you read this, Tony?
Yeah. And then Tony says something to the effect of it's very low, but he says, I don't know. Well, did you guys debate like which mother's nipples lasted out the longest? I'm like, oh my God,
this
Tony,
is this is too much.
this joke is not good. You should work on that. And number two, I don't want to hear you ever. What did I have to hear before? I had to hear vaginal from you. I've had to hear nipples. And there was something last season too about like Christine dating. Oh, tasting all the fish in the sea or
Oh,
tasting all
tasting all the flavors
flavors of the ice cream. Ugh. Ugh.
yeah, Tony, he wants us all to think he's like some, you know, some sex god or something, or he's like so what
He's
now,
funny and
Tony?
cool.
Just keep it to yourself. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah, but then Robyn says just like I think Robyn just will say whatever is the, outlier thing to say. Because yeah, not only did she eat her placenta, but she also said that it's true that women in polygamy do breastfeed other people's kids. And it's like, okay, but then you have Christine, who was in the original cult of
Mm-hmm.
this religion, saying I never saw that. And then Janelle said no, she never had enough milk to do that. And Meri said she did because she did. She breastfed Maddie, I believe.
Yeah, that's who
She
I
said it
was
was
going to ask you. Who do you
yeah.
think it was? Because it had to have been someone during the time that Leon was born, right? So it has to be someone
Hmm.
close to Leon's age.
Hmm.
And I don't think it wasn't Aspen.
No, they've said it
Oh,
before.
they've said it was Maddie. Okay,
Because
got it. Because I
Maddie,
was like, I was piecing everything together, and I was like, it has to be one of Janelle's kids.
yeah,
Has to be.
because she said it was Meri said it was medically necessary. Like Maddie was like failure to thrive. Like
Mm,
she was losing weight. Like
mm-hmm,
a couple months old, she weighed less than her birth weight or something. Like it
mm.
was really, she was medically very fragile. And yeah, I guess Janelle couldn't produce enough milk, and so Meri breastfed her, which
Wow.
I
Okay.
mean, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Um, and lucky that she could. So anyway, I don't know how we got off on how
Yeah.
the show got off on this tangent,
I
but
blame Tony
yeah, it started with blame
Mykelti
Mykelti. It
first.
started with the placenta, but then they showed the picture of it, and she said she took a bite out of it raw. I mean, ugh,
I mean, it looks like raw meat.
it does. It looks like a raw flank steak, or
Mm-hmm.
Tony called it carne asada. Whew,
He's not wrong. It does look like
no.
raw meat. He's right.
Yeah,
So
I didn't really never seen a picture of a placenta like that. Oh.
anywho, let's get back to
Anyway,
Cody.
let's get back to more exciting things. Yeah, so Cody's just gushing over these
Ay.
babies. He's
One thing that Christine did say is she said about Cody's relationship with Mykelti is that Mykelti is not afraid to ask for what she needs.
mhm.
So maybe this is her in relationship to the fact that maybe with her other kids, like Aspen or Isabel or Truly, like they maybe aren't thrilled with the relationship with Cody, but they won't push it or ask for what she needs or ask for what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know what Mykelti's doing that's so different, because that's what Gabe's doing. That's what all of these kids are doing. They're all asking for what they
Mm-hmm.
need. So
Yeah.
why is it that so we're back to the same thing? It's like, it's just because whatever Mykelti's needs are fit into what Cody's willing to do,
Well, I
or that's
think
convenient for him.
you touched on something earlier. I think it all goes back to Robyn. I think it's because Mykelti respected Robyn,
Mm-hmm.
liked Robyn, because remember the whole a big part of the whole thing with Gabe and Garrison was he wanted them to apologize to Robyn,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So they disrespected Robyn.
Yeah.
And probably the same with Maddie. Whatever's going on with Maddie, I'm sure it has something to do with Robyn. So that's the difference. It's like
Mm-hmm.
you have to be loyal to him and loyal to Robyn.
Yeah. And so if you're loyal to Robyn, then I'll listen to what, I'll give you what you need, which basically is showing up for the babies and gushing about them. I mean, I don't
Mhm.
know.
And
I
then
mean,
never
Robyn
seeing them
certainly
again.
helped at the beginning, but
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wonder if he's even seen.
the babies.
Well, I think so. I think at Gwen's wedding that he was holding one of the babies or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But since then, I don't know. Who knows?
Hmm.
Anyway, so now Christine has now been on her second date with David.
Yeah, she is just so she's showing us pictures from her phone. She
Yeah.
can't wait. She's like, "Hold on, cameraman. Hold on a second. Let me go
Look, here
photos.
he
Don't we look
is.
cute together?"
Isn't he cute? And I guess, I guess it was the second date where she told him that all
Mm-hmm.
about her past and that she was in polygamy, and apparently he's understood all that because his sister or sisters um lived polygamy, and one of them at least was in that compound down in Mexico, because there was a picture of David and Christine on her Instagram. They went down there.
Mm.
It's that compound where that Mexico compound, that town or whatever that was in that
Yeah.
Daughters of the Cult.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. So
And that's the same sort of church that Christine was part of, right?
I
This
think
is
so.
so his sisters are also part of it.
She's not part of it anymore. But yeah, if they were doing polygamy and they're in Utah, I mean I mean, other than the AUB, is there another church that
I have no
I
idea.
have no idea either, but probably. And she said that that both in the Instagram post, she said that both she and David had been at that compound at the same time, like in the past, years and years ago. And she
Oh,
said,
interesting.
but our paths never crossed. And
Huh.
yeah, so there's a connection there. And so
Yeah. Oh,
so
it's
he,
destiny. David was
yes,
destiny. I'm like, you guys have a new daddy. It's David.
yes.
David can be your new dad.
Well, he's
All of you kids.
surely, yeah, for
And he's a
truly.
great, he seems like a great dad. So,
Yeah. Oh, that was another thing. I think this was in the interview. Truly finally learned how to ride a bike. And it was from David's son or son-in-law. It was one of David's kids.
mhm.
Like you know, he found out that Truly still didn't know how to ride a bike. I guess Mitch was not successful. Remember, he tried
Mhm.
to
Yes,
help
yes.
her. Well, and so this guy, he was just like, "What? That's crazy." And so he said, "Truly, I'm taking you, come with me." And he taught her how to ride a bike.
Oh, well, I think it was part of it was timing and the right teacher.
Right, the right person in the right time.
Yes,
But yeah, she
exactly.
was scarred by that. Have you seen that episode with Cody? I don't know
I've
if
seen
you've gotten
clips
to
of
that
it, but
point.
I don't know if I've seen the whole beginning to end.
Yeah, where she's like, "It's my body, my choice."
No,
She's
I'm saving these for my rewatch.
ahead of her time.
Yes,
But
yes.
yeah, so she said David understood polygamy. She didn't have to explain it to him. And also, she said a lot of guys think that, polygamy equals like polyamory or something.
Yeah, loose morals. That's
Loose
what she
morals.
said.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting when she said, yeah, they think it's loose morals, and then they think that I would be interested in being in an open marriage with
Right.
their wife or whatever. And she's like,
Right.
no, I had that. I had that. But she talks about how her relationship with Kody, it was not giggly or fun. That she's, this is giggly, it's fun, it's
Mhm.
romantic. That things with, they were friends first, and they would talk a lot on the phone, but it was never giggly or romantic. And I'm
Well,
like,
yeah, she didn't really have any kind of relationship with Cody,
there was no
beyond a
courting.
friendship, like,
Yeah.
yeah, and she says that, so, like, David's being very respectful. He's hasn't kissed her or
Yeah, which seems
even held her hand.
Yeah, this seems like, come on, people. You guys are both in your 50s. You've got 90 kids between the two of you. Like, let's move this going. Come
Yeah.
on. Hold her hand at the very least. Kiss her.
Yeah, I think you can hold her hand, I mean, or put your arm around her or something, but, of course, because of her past insecurities with Cody, she then says that she needs to talk to David and find out, like, if he's attracted to her,
Mm.
because because Cody
Made her feel like shit all
made
the
her feel like
time.
shit and said he wasn't attracted to her, and so that's where her brain goes. Like, "Oh, this guy's not touching me. He must not be attracted to me." And it's like, "No, it's a second date, you know?" And he
Hmm.
knows you've come out of this situation, this long-term marriage and all this. So, yeah, he's trying to be respectful. But I just
Yeah.
think it was sad that she just immediately thought, "Oh, he must not be attracted to me."
Hmm.
And it's like, "No, he is. Don't worry."
Oh, yeah. Just wait. Just wait for that wedding. When you start grinding up on him.
Yeah. I wonder how long they waited or before they started having sex.
Hmm. I think it was probably a lot more time than maybe most people would
Mhm.
wait, but I think it was pretty early on.
Yeah, and then once it was on, it was
It
on.
was on. Yeah. Christine's been pent up for too long. She's been lonely for too long. She needed someone. My God.
Yeah, and she finally got to make out with
Yeah,
someone,
someone wants to make out with her.
dry hump and, in a car, all
Yeah.
that stuff she missed out on as a teenager, and
Yeah. So she deserves to have it now.
she does.
And David is cute. I have to say that if
He is.
I saw that photo if I was scrolling through
Yes.
wherever and I was 50 some odd years old with 6 kids and I saw that, I think he's very cute. He does look a little bit like my husband, a little bit. Like he has that
Yeah,
same kind of bald beard
but yeah, he's
thing.
got the nice eyes, nice
Yeah.
smile, he looks, yeah, he's, got, a business, a house, he's
Hmm.
got money, he's got,
Yeah. He's
good
nice.
kids, he's a
He's a
nice
nice
guy.
person. Here's the crazy
She
idea.
lucked out, yeah.
He's not driving around in his car raging about betrayal.
With the top down.
Mean, like a nut. Can you imagine like David driving around like with a camera, like betrayed? I've been betrayed.
I can't even imagine David getting mad, I
Yeah.
don't even know what that would look like. He just seems so patient and kind.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, next we go over to Gabe and Janelle.
Mhm. And they're trash talking.
Oh yeah.
They're trash talking Cody.
Yeah. Oh, big time.
Wait till
Gabe's
he
not holding back anymore.
wait
He's
till he
like, oh
sees
fuck
this.
this.
He's gonna lose his mind when
Yeah.
he sees this.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we learned that Gabe is seeing a therapist at Northern Arizona University, which I'm
Good.
thrilled to hear a university is providing these services for their students. Thank
Yeah.
God. We need more of this. Good for you, North Arizona University, because that's exactly what you need to be doing.
Yep.
And Janelle tells us that Cody's had very little contact with her children. And then apparently Gabe starts talking about, sort of what's been going on. And he said that I guess Cody reached out to Gabe and said, I miss you. Like some like ex-boyfriend or something. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, oh, I miss you. And Gabe's like, well, huh? Okay. But if we're not going to talk about the root of what's going on, if you're not willing to talk to me and have an honest conversation with me, then I can't talk to you. Like I'm not just going to be like, "Oh, you miss me?"
No.
Oh, my daddy misses me.
Well,
Like,
he also put a stipulation on this too. He said that Kody said, "I forgive you. You have to forgive me."
yes, that was the text he got. And so he said that
Yeah.
he got that text first of I miss you. And then I think that I don't know if did Gabe respond to that or not, but I think Gabe was like, okay, but if you're not going to talk to me, I'm not going to respond. And then a couple
Mhm.
days later, he says, yeah, I forgive you. Please forgive me. And that it would infuriate me too. Gabe was even more infuriated. It was
Yeah,
just like,
like
what are you
forgiven
talking? Forgive you,
for
forgive
what? You're
me for
forgiving
what?
me for what? Yeah. What did I do?
He upset Robyn. He upset Robyn or something.
He wouldn't yeah, because he wanted that apology.
Yeah.
Gabe didn't apologize to Robyn. So
Well, yeah.
Cody's gonna forgive that, but, then Gabe has to forgive him for everything. He has to let him off the hook.
Yeah, well, and then Janelle makes the suggestion of, well, maybe you guys should all see a counselor or something. And my first thought was, no, don't. You are going to be wasting so much time and
Mhm.
money
Yeah.
because Robyn has tried to explain to Kody what's going on.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So Kody isn't going to listen to some therapist that's going to tell him this. Like, Kody fundamentally does not believe that he is wrong or
Yeah.
that his part in all of this, there's a problem. And every single time he talks about this, he's like, well, I wanted to keep my family safe. Right? It's like he's still defensive. He cannot hear. It's like, so don't please do not waste your money or time on this.
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's gonna go nowhere. And that's what Gabe says. Gabe says unless Cody's willing to take accountability,
mm-hmm,
he said, well, I guess I'll just never see him again.
mm-hmm,
Because yeah, you cannot move forward without that accountability.
yeah,
As long as Kody is not taking accountability and blaming everybody else, everyone's just wasting their breath.
yeah, yeah. So,
So, and then
yeah,
Janelle talks about how Kody was a very engaged father. And then she said, until I can't,
until COVID. Well, she said
she,
that.
she didn't, well, she didn't really finish that thought, but then um, she said, uh, I think it's until they became adults and could express their own thoughts and feelings. And then
Mm-hmm,
came this whole thing about, um, if you don't side with Kody on everything, then you're
mm-hmm,
not loyal and you're disobedient, and
mm-hmm.
I'm no longer going to be your father.
Yeah.
It was real easy, yeah, when kids are young like that and they're dependent on you, and they're not going to, necessarily, they're not going to give you, they can't give you too much pushback. But then, yeah, once you go off on your own, you start your own life and you have your own family. You could tell he was so mad at everyone, not just the wives, but I think he was mad at all of his adult children when they all poo-pooed that whole big house thing.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that scene where, he does this presentation and literally everyone's laughing at him. Literally. They're like, no, I'm not with this. They were laughing at him, and he just
Mm-hmm.
got this look on his face like he was crushed.
Mm.
I think he's never gotten over that, and he's
No.
still trying to somehow find that or recreate that.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think the other thing with Janelle is I think Janelle has always been the easygoing wife,
Mhm.
kind of floating along, didn't ask for a lot. And I think that part of that was maybe that trickles down to her kids. So because she didn't ask for a lot, maybe it trickled down to the kids. And her kids are very outspoken. Of all the
Mhm.
groups of kids, they are the most
Mhm.
outspoken. And and I think that Janelle probably, from what she's sort of saying, I interpret that as her saying, listen, things were good and the kids were young and he was a good dad and it worked. And then when it sounds like the kids got older, things didn't work so much. More tension was created. And she said, I think it was COVID. She said it was the whole COVID thing that created that. And when I saw how he treated them, it was just like, okay, now I can walk away. My kids are raised.
Mhm.
I think that all the timing just sort of worked out for Janelle because I don't think I don't get the sense that Janelle was so in love with him and so heartbroken about all this. I think that what kept her in all of this was the family functioned. He was kind. Everything worked. So I'll stay with it. And I was like, oh, this family's not working anymore. I'm out. Goodbye. See ya.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
got nothing to do with romance and
right.
love and any of that. It's practicality.
Yeah, she wasn't as emotionally attached to
Yes, that's a good
him
way of
as
saying it.
Christine, because Christine wants the romance. She wants the fairy tale. So yeah, they're two very different situations, but ultimately, come to come down to Cody. And yeah, he abandoned them. He abandoned them during COVID and went to hold up in Robyn's house and said, I can't see you unless you comply with this ridiculous list of things. Made it impossible for people.
Well, then we get back to this patriarchy thing, and we see Cody. I said patriarchy once when I was angry when Christine was, oh, I've never lived patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what do you want now? Because you want everyone to bow down. Is it because it's that you want everyone to bow down to you and Robyn? So it's not a patriarchy, but you want something. You want to be king.
You want to be respected, not questioned. People to obey you. Why? Because you're the father of the family. That's the definition of patriarchy.
Yes, exactly.
That's the root of the word.
So maybe you didn't say the word, you only said the word once on camera, but that's kind of what, that's what she's inferring. And that's what Christine started getting into. Like, the kids saw that Cody was doing right by the family members that he favored, and only considering one person's perspective. And then Cody, this bugged me. Cody's like, COVID, I'm like hostile. I'm almost biased towards COVID. I mean, I saw the Grim Reaper when I got COVID. It's like, Cody, then get vaxxed. You should have gotten vaccinated. No, you did not get COVID in the beginning, honey. You got after the vaccines. You could have gotten vaccinated, and this would have been very different.
Also, he didn't see the Grim Reaper. He was not hospitalized.
That's true. Robyn was, but yeah.
Oh, Robyn was for 5 minutes. She wasn't. I don't think she was even admitted to the hospital. Yeah. And I think Janelle said. I think this was she said her kids that realized, and it's true, that COVID was just an excuse to make a life with his favorite wife. So just hole up in her house. And he told, I don't know who he said this to, but this got brought up. Cody said to somebody that he wished he would have waited and just married Robyn. I mean, okay, so you're saying you wish you never had, you never married Meri or Christine or Janelle, and you never had any of these kids? You wish you just would have waited till Robyn came along 10 years later and married her, and you just had a life only one? What a horrific thing to say.
Yeah, well, Cody's denying that he says it. And I think this is what I think is. I don't know if I think Cody actually said those words. I think Janelle's kids are perceptive and pay attention. And I think they're kind of always watching stuff. And I think that Cody talks a lot. And we all know that Cody's like a sieve, that he's a Mr. Gossip. And I think he talks a lot. And I think that they probably have heard little things here and there from this person, that person. Right? Like, I don't disagree with Cody in the sense that there's probably a lot of telephone in the family, because there always is. This is what happens. It's like things get skewed. But I think that the feeling or the vibe from the things that he said and how he acted made them feel that way. And so, but Cody now is getting into the semantics of, well, I never said that. I never said those things. And it's like, well, so why do you think they feel that way? Like, if they heard that and it was so far-fetched, then why did they believe it? Why is everyone believing it? That's the thing you have to think about. Like, if someone says dad's really, an alien from outer space, you're going to get people that are going to be like, wait, hold on a second, stop. That doesn't make any sense. But when you say this and everybody's like, interesting, and can believe it, that's a problem. That means that you're giving that sense to people. And that's the subtleties that Kody really doesn't and is never going to get.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
But how awful. I mean, I think essentially they, spent a long, long time since Robyn came into the family feeling like second-class citizens, feeling like we've been tossed aside, and seeing how she's been influencing him. And that was my theory, that she that she was like really before that they said that, she was kind of really stroking his ego
Mm-hmm.
and telling him these things. She's a little bit of it's like Macbeth, right? Isn't it
Mm-hmm.
Lady Macbeth? It's always in Macbeth's ear. It's been a
Yeah.
while since I read the play. In Macbeth's ear about what he should or should not be doing. I think that's
Yeah. And
that's
then you start
Robyn.
to
I
believe
think
it.
Robyn
Yeah.
talks a lot about what she likes and her fantasies and all this kind of stuff. And I think I think she stroked his ego constantly. So when he went to these other homes where his ego wasn't being stroked, he was like, these people don't like me. These
Yeah.
people aren't loyal to me. It's like, no, they're just not going to treat you like a king.
Yeah, it's true. She taught her children to treat him that way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's mentioned that several times, that they respect him. Robyn respects him. Those kids respect him. Everyone else disrespects him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, yeah, disrespect. He doesn't understand the definition of disrespect.
No, he doesn't understand any of this. He really, really doesn't. And the other thing is, Kody, we all watched you get manipulated on a TV show. You're the fool.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been seeing this. We see you. We see it. Like, wow. It doesn't take much. Just takes one woman stroking your ego.
Yeah, yeah, and then he can't, and his ego is still so fragile. That his ego can't handle the fact that Christine and Janelle left him,
Mm-hmm.
to the point where, in order to cope with that, he has to turn around and say, "Well, I never loved him anyway."
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Psych Legal Pop will be back after these messages. Well, and he's so mad that they're friendly now. And
Oh,
he's
he
like
hates that.
bringing up every last time that Christine and Janelle got into it and, had problems and didn't like each other and all that kind of stuff. It's like, well, they essentially were family. And this is kind of how family operates. Sometimes there are phases where you spend a lot of time with someone and sometimes you don't. And that's their family and that's how it is. But it kills him
Kills him.
that
But
the
also
two
too,
of them are together and living. And also, I bet you anything, living their best life, like
oh,
getting magazine
sure.
covers, getting
Yeah, they're
people loving
stars.
them.
People love them. They're
Yeah.
stars. They're getting all the attention. And yeah, guess what? Back in the day when they would fight and bicker, they were under a lot of stress
Mm-hmm.
because they were trying to raise all these kids. They were living in poverty, because you can't provide for 12 kids or whatever you had
No,
at the
you're no
time.
Joe Dogger. No.
No, you're not. You're barely making it. And yeah, it was. I'm sure it was extremely stressful, and nobody got along.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah, you
know.
guys were all just surviving. You were just trying to get
Yeah,
through the day. And so, yeah,
exactly.
but all of their kids are grown except for, Truly. And Truly's a teenager now, right?
Mhm.
It's a very different place. I mean,
Mhm.
my marriage is a lot better now that my kid's older. It was hard those when our son was little. It was like,
Mhm.
God, you're kind of getting used to being a parent and you have different ideas of how you should parent and how things should be and all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, like if you can, those toddler years are hard. If you can get through that and get to the other side, then I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah, and they had like 10 toddlers at once or something. I mean,
Yeah.
they had
Yeah.
so many, multiply that stress of just one kid by 12, or would they have 6 or 13 when once Truly was born? 12 kids before Truly was born,
Yeah.
before Robyn came into the picture, all pretty close together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was a lot. Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
nobody was getting along, Kody. I'm sure you weren't getting along with anybody, and everyone hated you too. So
Yeah. Yeah. God, I just love how he keeps talking about all the gossip in the family. It's like you are the biggest gossip.
yeah,
And you could tell. I don't even need anyone to tell me you're the biggest gossip. I could see it from a mile away. Anyway,
yeah.
let's talk about Meri.
Yes,
Because Meri
Meri.
went to her church and asked for a release.
Good for her.
Yeah. So apparently she texted Cody to tell him, never responded. Like, real nice. You kind of
Didn't
just like,
return your text. Yeah.
return her text. Just be like, no, I don't want to. Meri says it's really heartbreaking for her. And then apparently, like, she had to drive to Utah, have a whole conversation with the church leaders, elders, however this works. And then the church leader called Cody and told him, like, okay, well, we granted her the release on the grounds of abandonment. And Cody is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And the best is Cody couldn't even admit it. And then you get Meri, who's then like, oh no, they told him he abandoned me, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what's happening. And I'm sorry he's not happy about this, but I told him my truth. And guess what, Cody? If you had responded to her text and then went to the meeting as well, you could have told your side. But because you didn't tell your side, guess what? This happens in a court of law. This happens in a lot of situations. If you don't show up to it, you don't get to say your side.
Yeah.
So
although I must say that even if Cody had shown up and told his side, I think they still would have rendered it enough.
Yes, I know. But it's just like that whole thing of like the victim, like everything's happening to me. It's like you have control on a lot of these things. You do. You could say, you could do something. But this hands down was my favorite moment. And it reminded me of this like very popular, Instagram reel, TikTok. So first we see Robyn on the couch saying, well, Cody was, we found out that Meri got the release, and Cody says he wish he didn't have to be this way. And then we get Cody, oh, I'm relieved. I'm thrilled. I'm so happy. It was like, the editors were so thrilled to put those two back to back. We get Robyn's version, and then we get Cody's version. And I don't know if you've ever seen this video. It's hard to describe, but someone edited pieces of Obama and Trump back and forth, sort of announcing. Have you ever seen this one where Obama's talking about going in and bombing someone, and then we get Trump saying that, and then we go back and Obama's saying
Trump's talking about a dog.
Yeah, so Obama's saying, well, we attacked them, and then we get Trump, he died like a dog. And then Obama's like, and then we did this, and this, and then Trump, a beautiful dog. And it's like back and forth and back and forth. It's real. It makes me laugh every single time. But that's what it reminded me of. And if they could have come up with more of that, I would have been dying.
Yeah. Well, he kind of throws Robyn under the bus because he's about the abandonment thing, because he's trying to justify why he stayed with her, strung her along for so long. And he blames it on Robyn. He said that Robyn told him to wait and see if God could change anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he was waiting to see if God would change anything, even though he didn't want to be with her. But he was waiting to see. That's why it took him so long. And then, after he says that he was relieved, he said because he was afraid of what she would do if I just ripped the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, that's my. So what is
she going to do?
Well, then he gets into this whole thing about worried about his reputation. And worried about his reputation, and worried about, divorce. And my guess would be I think maybe in that community, I could be wrong, but maybe in that community, people getting divorced is looked at.
Oh, sure.
And shamed very much. And he did not want to have to.
It's forbidden, isn't it? Like, I mean,
I would think so.
Yeah. I mean, they can't stop people, but, or if you need a release, I guess you can get a release if you have a good reason, like Meri did. But no, he's just concerned about himself and how it looks on him. And then I love it. He's like, Meri was never loyal to me. And then I just flashed back to when he designed that loyalty necklace, Sister Wives Closet's loyalty necklace.
Yes, because she's so loyal.
Yeah.
She's so loyal.
Yeah. Keep it straight, Cody. Keep it straight.
Well, I was also wondering, too, when he said afraid of what she would do if I broke up with her. I'm also wondering if he really was also thinking about the financial piece.
Oh, of course.
Because Meri very much, right? She's the one that I don't know what Christine and Janelle bring in now, but I think for a while there at the height of that LuLaRoe, she was really bringing in the most money.
Oh, yeah. And she had other things, too. I mean, I think she was involved in a few different ventures. But yeah, Meri, she gave a shit ton of money to them to buy Robyn's house. She had money. She she's always seemed to have money. She somehow scraped up the money to buy that Lizzie's Heritage Inn.
Mm-hmm.
I think, because she was getting an equal chunk of the money and only had one child to support. And I think she saved it, good with money, I think. So,
Mm,
yeah.
I just think she's always had more. I don't know how great she is with money because she's the one, she likes fancy things. She likes nice things. She does.
Yeah,
Meri
but she
does.
seems to, she seems to go on a lot of trips and do a lot of stuff. I don't know. I feel like
I just
I
don't
don't
think she
know.
has I don't think she has the expenses that everyone else does. I think that's one. And I
Mhm.
think and I think that she's always had nice things, but I do think that she has been a big breadwinner
Mhm.
um for a long, long time. And so that was the other thing I was wondering. I'm like, do you not want to break up because of what she would do to you, meaning like cut you off,
Mhm.
you know? Um but this is what I love about all of this is Cody is so worried about his reputation that he basically stays in this relationship he doesn't want to stay in for a long time, makes the person feel like shit, essentially abandons her. And we see this all play out. And now you look like the biggest asshole in the world.
Right.
And that's the thing. It's like, if you had just done what was true and real to begin with. But I think that so much, right? And we've talked about this where I think that Robyn wanted to live plural marriage and Robyn wanted to have a certain kind of life. And as long as Meri was still around, she was still living plural marriage. And
Right.
so I think that's the other part of it. And that's what Meri symbolized was we're still in this plural marriage situation. And again, this whole dream, all of these dreams are their dreams. It's their dreams. But they are holding on to this dream so tightly
Yeah.
that it's screwing up their entire
It really
lives.
is. And that's the thing, none of our lives turn out the way that we thought that
Oh,
they
hell
would.
no.
And and yeah, you can't just hold on to everything like, oh God, you got to go with the flow. Okay, well, that didn't turn out the way. Okay. Okay, there's lots of ways to live. There's lots of ways to be. There's things happen. You can't control the universe. Yeah, the people who desperately cling to, this one vision and this one dream, they're just making themselves miserable. Look,
Yeah.
Robin's miserable.
Well, and a lot of times those dreams that people are talking about, they're these dreams that they came up with in their high school bedrooms.
Right.
It's like, guess what? When you're fantasizing about the future can be whatever you want to be. So, of course, you're fantasizing about yourself in a huge house. Of course, you're fantasizing yourself with the perfect partner. Of course, you're fantasizing perfect kids or you look amazing or whatever, loving your job. That's what you're looking towards. And then you have to get into life. And you would think Robyn, who had been married and divorced already and kind of would have a better
Mhm.
sense of, hey, things don't
Yeah,
work out
things happen.
how I want them to. But yeah, life it's hell of a lot harder and more complicated than anyone ever thinks. And getting things and building things and doing things, whatever you choose, you're gonna have to give something else up
Yeah.
every single time. And so,
I really wish Robin would, well, later in the episode,
oh God.
she has this, yeah, where, yeah, really, you've got to let it go, Robin. But, um,
Oh my God. But we can't skip over this where um, Robyn was saying, there would be times when Meri and Cody and I would be hanging out and it just felt like destiny. And then they show us this clip from like the first season and it was the most boring thing I've ever watched in my entire life. It was like, do you guys want to kiss? Do you want me to turn away while you kiss? And then they awkwardly kiss. And then this looks like this is destiny? That you three numbnuts like standing in the kitchen? This is destiny? Having an awkward conversation?
I think that was after, um, Robin had told Mary that she was pregnant with Solomon. That was that night.
Oh, I don't know. Mary's hair was very strange. It was in a very weird place.
I think that
So,
was, but
but the whole thing was weird and awkward.
yeah,
And it was just like,
I know.
this is destiny. Like, at least show us a good clip.
Yeah, and you know what? Robin and Mary were close for about 5 minutes. It didn't
Hmm.
last long, and I think Mary regretted even, you know, befriending Robin pretty quickly because it just made things worse. Didn't make things
Oh, yeah.
better.
You've been a fake friend to her from day one. I'm sorry. She
Yeah.
has been. She came into this family like so pro Meri and they were so close. And then you proceed to like, do everything in your power to become the favorite. And then you
Yeah.
you ditch her, but you make her stay. But you don't ever spend any time with her. But you then are sad that she's not coming to Christmas. It's like,
Yeah, make up your mind.
yeah.
It's all fake. It's all fake. So let's finish up with
Yeah.
Janelle and Gabe. So at this point in time, again, we're in late 2022. Janelle is saying that Cody calls Savannah every few months. At this point, they're still in Flagstaff, and they'll go out to lunch or something. And she says Savannah's fine with that, and that she's closer to her brothers, and she wants her brothers to walk her down the aisle when she
This
gets
is gonna make
married.
Cody.
He's gonna,
Oh, he's
his
gonna
mind's
flip
gonna
his
blow.
lid.
Yeah,
I can't wait until they do the one-on-one tell-all when they ask him about that.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Wow, that's telling. And you can
Very telling.
tell that this is something that Savannah has been dealing with for most of her life, because Savannah was very young.
Mhm.
She was the youngest. Well, not except for
For
Truly, but
Truly.
she was like 5 years old when this show started.
And who was getting up with her in the morning? Who was
Daddy
getting up?
Logan.
Daddy Logan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who she's gonna have walk her down the aisle.
Exactly.
Daddy
Exactly.
Logan.
That's her daddy.
Mhm. It was probably Logan and Hunter
Mhm.
and all of the boys.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's used to this.
Mhm.
This is really not new to her. She's never expected anything from Cody, and I'm glad she has all those brothers.
Mhm.
Um, and then Gabe says that Robyn has a victim complex, which I agree with.
Mhm.
Um, and Janelle says her kids are leery of Robyn because she's always waiting to just twist things around. And, and then Cody says Robyn begged Janelle to have a relationship with her. Janelle's a relationship coward.
This is what Cody says.
Yes.
So, but the
What
thing
does
is,
that
Cody's not
mean?
even responding to this because the whole thing was that Gabe was saying how he feels like they did welcome Robyn into the family and
Mhm.
they did welcome her kids and that does need to be recognized and it's not recognized. And I bet you anything they ask Cody a question pertaining to that. And Cody's response is, do you know what Janelle did? Robyn went to her 2 times and wanted to be your friend and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, that's not what Gabe's
Yeah,
talking.
that's
Like,
not the
you're not
question.
answering the question.
Yeah, because he
You're
doesn't.
deflecting.
He's deflecting because, um, yeah, Robyn is always twisting things around, because you're right. Yeah, they did welcome the kids in, and then you have Robyn always saying, "Oh, nobody ever, treated my kids or equally or wanted my kids, or they picked on my kids, they bullied them, blah 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 blah."
Well, and that's the thing. That's the problem is I think that probably those boys maybe teased Aurora or like teased Brianna like they do, which is basically like being a brother.
Mhm.
And I think the kids reacted in a certain way and didn't like it. And so then, Gabe and Garrison and they became Hunter, they became the bad guys. And then Aurora and Brianna were, treated a certain way. And I think that went on and on and on to the point where it felt like they couldn't do anything right. So maybe they did kind of remove themselves a little
Mhm. They
bit.
were
Maybe
tired of
they
getting in
didn't.
trouble. I'm sure they
Yes.
kept getting in trouble
Yeah.
from Cody saying, "You got to why are you being mean to them? You got to be nice." I'm sure they did the same treatment to like Gwen, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they teased them and did all the,
Oh God, yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So
And that no one ever had a problem with Dayton. Everyone liked Dayton. Like,
mm-hmm.
there was not an issue there. I think it was just girls were just so sensitive because Robyn made them that way.
Mm-hmm.
That they can't be teased or take a joke or anything. It's got to be little princesses.
Yeah. And I think my guess would be when you have that many kids, that stuff went on all the time and no parent was coming in defending them. And then here's
Right.
Robyn. And then now you got Cody, defending them constantly. And that's the thing. It's like if you have someone in your life where you're never quite sure how they're going to feel about anything, you give them a gift. We know someone like this. Give them
Yeah.
a gift. You don't know how they're going to react. Don't know how they're going to be the next time you see them. You become very leery of them and you stop telling them anything and you keep a distance because you just want to live your life, and only someone who loves drama is going to stay in that, right? Healthy people go, oh, okay, I'm out. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. But relationship coward,
Relationship coward.
I think
What
that
does
means for
that mean?
him, because you won't be with me.
Yeah. When are we going to get the scene of him begging her to
I don't know, in a couple,
give it a go?
yeah, in a couple weeks. So yeah, Gabe, did Gabe say this? Gabe was saying that he's lost respect for Robyn, and they talk about the triangulation and the ego stroking and manipulation, and Gabe's like, I want to have a good relationship with the kids. We all hung out, we liked each other. And then I guess it sounds like Gabe did try to sit Kody down at one point and try to have like a real adult conversation, sit down, listen to me, and hear what I'm saying. And he could not take that in. And my guess would be that's when Gabe was like, I'm out.
Yeah, because
I'm
Kody
out.
said, "You're not loyal, just like your mom."
Mm-hmm.
And that was it for him.
Yeah.
It was like, "Okay, you just insulted me and my mom. Okay, bye." And then
Yeah.
Kody denies that this conversation ever happened. Of course.
Yes. But why would Gabe make that up?
No.
It had to have
He's
happened.
of course, and Gabe's like trying to be the peacemaker, and Gabe, I think, has reached out more than anybody,
Mm-hmm.
trying. And, he said that he's at peace with not having his dad in his life. And he says the other kids are getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Or I don't know if Janelle said that, but yeah, I mean, at a certain point, look, they've been trying with him for they're in 2022, COVID, was so for like actually 3 full years, all of 2020, 2021, 2022,
Mm-hmm.
for 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
these people have been trying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just time to stop.
Well, and it sounds like it also had been building. It had been building and building, right?
Right.
Building,
For years. Yeah.
and then it all exploded. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this scene was really,
This was a lot.
it's 1 a.m. on Christmas Eve. And Robyn is self-filming. She's got her headphones in. I think she might have had a little too much eggnog or something.
You
She
think?
seemed drunk, or she was slurring her words. She seemed very out of it. She's crying.
Well, she's heartbroken, Brooke. She's struggling with her identity. And this is it. You know what it is? This is what I wrote down. She's struggling with her identity because this was what she wanted. She wanted to be the favorite wife in a polygamous family.
That's more exciting than
Yeah.
being the only wife.
That's truly what she wanted. She wanted to be in a polygamous family, and she wanted to be the favorite wife. She wanted to be taken care of. She wanted her priorities to be number one, but she also wanted the other women to be like handmaids to her or whatever,
and make money
make money and do that. And yeah, now you got to stay with him. Now it's just you and Cody. Guess what? He's not going over to anyone else's house.
No, you're stuck with him.
Yeah, be careful what you wish for, because sometimes you get it. And that's what it is that she never wanted this. I don't think she wants him full time. That whole thing with Robyn wanted to keep him for COVID. I bet you anything, the COVID thing, I bet you anything that she was much more like, well, why don't you go? Why don't you go? I really don't think that she wanted him all to herself by any means. I think that she wanted to be his favorite within a family of where she could feel, for better or worse, better than other people.
Yeah. Yeah. Now she's stuck with him. He's angry. He's driving her crazy. She is miserable. She even says Kody is telling her to move on. He's saying, let's move on. And she says, I don't get to have the perfect Christmas. Well, is there such a thing?
Because my family isn't here. I'm like, yes, they are, lady.
Yes.
They are here.
Your family is here. And guess what? Even if you were on good terms with, the other people in the family, they're probably not going to come to your house. They have their own houses. They have their own families. They're building their own lives, their own traditions or whatever. You just happen to be the last, with the last, you're holding on to your kid, the older kids. They should be gone too, but you have the two young kids. And that's why you have those people there. Like Janelle and Christine, they said that they're creating new traditions.
Yeah.
Their families are spread out. So one year, okay, we're going to have Christmas here, or maybe the next year we have it here. They're moving on with their lives. They're not trying to control me like everybody has to come home to my house for Christmas and be here with me and blah, blah, blah. It's just not realistic.
Yeah. I mean, they showed those old scenes of all of them in the year that, of course, right before they had to leave Utah, where they're all at that cabin. It took them forever to get to, and then they had to walk everything over. Anyway, where everyone's showing off their pajamas. It's like, yeah, Robyn, did you not think these people were going to grow up? Did you not think that things were going to just move forward? I mean, the reality is, none of us can. It was fun and exciting when, when Layla was little, when Max was little. Those were fun Christmases and seeing them. But I can't sit around and lament because, right? Because Layla doesn't want a Barbie dream, whatever. And that she's got her own life and wants to do other things on the holidays.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, that was a slice of life at the time, and things change and evolve, and but not for Kody and Robyn.
No.
Yeah, and then Kody said, and Robyn's talking about her prayers, and she's praying for this and praying for that. And Kody says, my prayer is save me and Robyn. Well, yeah,
which tells you a lot.
That's all he got left.
Yeah.
So yeah, you better.
Yeah.
You better.
And again, I think that the other thing too is I think that he probably got a lot of ego stroking from all of the women, the most from Robyn, maybe the least from Janelle. But I think he got his ego fed in a lot of ways. And I think that that's part of what's happening right now for him, that he's so unhappy about this, even though he keeps claiming that he didn't love these women. Maybe he didn't love them, but you liked the attention. You liked this. You liked it too. You wanted it too. And you don't like the fact that you don't get all this attention anymore.
And he liked the attention from the kids. He wanted to feel needed and all that. But then when it came to support them, he wasn't there for them.
We do see Meri. She films her own stuff. They won't go to the camera crew won't go to Lizzie's heritage either.
No.
They're like,
Not
we're not
on the
going
budget.
to Utah. If you don't live in this radius of Flagstaff here, we're not going. But basically she was like, no, I'm, this is where we are. And if you're sad about all this, Kody, like, why didn't you say something earlier to me or not at all? Like, if you're so unhappy with me, like, why did you hold on to this? And no, I don't want to go to your house for Christmas. Like, no. You just, I mean, and Robyn's surprised. Then Meri doesn't want to come.
She just got released. She's no longer, stuck with him for eternity. She's even Meri's moving on.
Yes.
So please, Robyn,
God,
please move on so we can move this thing forward. God.
I can't imagine what their house is like with those two, like moaning about their lives all the time. I mean, Jesus Christ, you live in a $1.5 million home and neither of you work. Like, shut up, be happy.
Sweet. Seems pretty sweet to me.
Yeah.
So they show scenes from next week. They show Christmas morning, and their Christmas looks very nice. They're in their pajamas. They're opening gifts. They still have little kids, so there's still like that kind of energy. I'm sure they had a very nice meal and a nice day. And God, thank God for that, Robyn. There are people around the world who can't even afford to buy Christmas presents for their kids. So just shut
Yeah.
the fuck up, you know?
Yeah. It's but then I wrote, David, we see David. Yay, we finally get to be let's get some new energy. I
Yes.
need David.
Yes, Christine and David, and I guess she tells her kids about him. I guess they don't know yet.
Mm.
I wrote down she tells her kids.
No, I think she's just no, she's talking to her kids about David and like how they said I love you to each other. And
Oh, okay.
so I assume we're really moving. I think we're going to see little snippets of Christmas, and then I think the next episode's going to be snippets of Christmas and then in the new year kind of thing.
Right. Well, God, I hope so. I hope it's well into the new year, and
God, we got
there's
to get into
there's
2023,
a new
please.
subject. But now, oh God, I fear we're still going to be we're still mired in this because there's also a scene from the next episode. This is when Kody and Meri have this little sit down talk,
Yes.
and this is when he says, "I wish I never married her," and that whole discussion. I'm like, oh God, do we have to? Do we have to have this discussion? And how many episodes is this discussion going to cover? I really want to move on. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we all understand, we get it. We know what happened here. We know Kody is abandoned her, is horrible to her. Let's let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Yeah. Though, if I think they would have showed it to us, but if it would have been great to see Meri just tell him the fuck off, just to tell him everything that she's really feeling and thinking and feeling, but she isn't.
Yeah, she says something in the confessional about because he says, you know what's worse than divorce? Um, being marrying the wrong person. And then in her confessional, she says something like, well, you know what's worse than that is stringing that person along for 32 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I don't know if she actually says anything like that to his face. She really
Yeah.
should. She should be like, well, then why are you here?
Yeah. Get the fuck out of my house.
Exactly. Why are you here?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
why? I guess they need content. This is all that. Come on, can we have some different content for Meri?
I don't know.
Do
Yeah.
we have to put her through this? I think she's been through enough. Enough talks with Cody. Humiliating talks with Cody.
Unless she's like really fighting back. And that's the thing. We keep seeing these conversations where she's not really like telling him to shut up. I mean,
Hmm.
like she has the right to be so angry and yell at him and do it. Do it. We want to see
Yeah.
it.
We support you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I really like Meri now. Now that she finally has a backbone and she's
mm-hmm,
actually, moving on and doing this. Um, I think she's much more likable.
mm-hmm. Well, we got a letter from, I don't know if you looked at that yet. We got a letter from a fan about Meri and sort of like
Yeah.
saying like, hear me out. And that, and I hear what you're saying that, I know that there's been a lot of anti-Meri propaganda or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
But and that she's not as bad, and that maybe we've talked about this about her being the inability to have a lot of children and
Mm-hmm.
the
Just
fertility issues,
the stress of
the
those
stress of
early
that and how
years.
difficult that is to be the first one. In this note, she was talking about how, right, was it really all of Meri's fault, the beginning with her and Janelle, because maybe Meri was just kind of a neat person and Janelle kind of maybe came in and was sloppy. And
Yeah, no,
you know
that's a good
it's
point.
it's possible that it wasn't that Meri was so hostile to her, but Janelle sort of took it as hostility because Meri, right? Like Meri liked things the way she did, and this new person's coming into her home, and
Mm-hmm.
all of those things. And I'm with this. The issue that I have with Meri is this right now is the worthy up stuff. That's the stuff I
Mm-hmm.
have a real issue with. That's the stuff I feel like is a money grab, and I just feel like it just feels to me like a money grab. It just feels like she's seeing this like another
Mm-hmm.
MLM, and it's a little bit of this isn't helping people manage their lives isn't selling leggings. It's not.
Well, I feel like she genuinely wants to put her story out there and maybe help other people. It's just that she's not equipped to do that. she thinks she can just sort of copy what she sees like Mel Robbins doing or something, and it's
There's
like,
another one. Mel Robbins has
yeah,
a law degree, people. Mel Robbins does not. Mel Robbins was a lawyer.
yeah. When I've tried to listen to her and get into her, and yeah, I find her to be very shallow and superficial, and yeah, she's not a professional, coach or therapist or any, like, and that's the thing. Meri wants to kind of be like that
Yeah. You get
without
annoyed with Kim
actually,
K. You get annoyed when people talk about Kim Kardashian being an attorney. Like she's
yeah,
a
when
lawyer. She's a
she
lawyer.
calls herself an
She calls
attorney.
her.
Yeah.
Well, this pisses me off with Meri. This is the stuff
Yeah.
that really, for those of us who have spent an enormous amount of time and money doing this work, you're kind of cheapening it. And you're kind of making it seem like, oh, anyone can just wake up one day and do this. And it's like, no, I'm not trying to sell leggings. You don't see me selling leggings. So that's my issue with her.
Yeah. Well, she's
And she
not.
needs to tell more about her own story. She's
Right.
not
Well,
willing to be
that's
vulnerable enough.
exactly, because that's what is attract the people who are successful, or the people who are vulnerable, and they tell you everything.
Mm-hmm.
They say, "Here's where I started." Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
was at my lowest. This is what was happening. This is what I was like. That's what's inspirational,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you listen to those people, because you're like, "Wow, well, how did you get from point A to point B? Because that's interesting, and I want to hear about that, and I want to maybe learn from you."
Mm-hmm.
You can't just come in and not tell your story and then just, do a bunch of gobbledygook. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you got to
AI
respect
website.
yourself, or yeah, whatever. I don't even know what she's saying, but she's not making any money because it's not getting traction. And it's kind of shocking because she was able to, because of the show, like you said, sell millions of leggings, but she can't sell this product, whatever it is she's trying to sell, because really, she's not opening up. She's
Mm-hmm.
not telling anybody anything. Like if she wrote a tell-all book or
Yeah.
something,
Oh God. Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a bestseller.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
she opened up and told everybody, the truth about her life as she sees it,
Yeah.
I'd read it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. And you know what? What would be truly, if you really wanted to help Meri, why don't you have a podcast called Worthy Up, and you work with a therapist, and you be willing to show your therapy sessions to the world, or you talk with this therapist or this coach or whomever it is about your process and what you're learning. And this is where I am today. And this is what I've learned so far. And here I am. And if you want my 2 cents at this point, this is what it is. That's the problem. I mean,
Mhm.
it's those things. And again, I think it comes back to the fact that I think she it just kind of felt like you should be you just shouldn't be monetizing this like this. It's just
You know
feels
what
kind
I
of
think?
gross.
You know what I think part of the issue is, and this is just my speculation. I feel like she has to walk a fine line, because I feel like her relationship with Leon is
Mm.
not great,
Mhm.
and that if she talks about anything about that, about
Mhm.
their life, their relationship, talks about the past, I think she fears that it'll ruin her relationship, or she'll lose that relationship
Mhm.
with Leon. And I think to a certain extent, I don't know. I've heard rumblings that they don't have a good relationship or much of a relationship. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I heard that they have a relationship, they have a good relationship, that she just doesn't Leon just doesn't want to be public in that way.
right.
So that's why she
Well, that kind of
doesn't.
hinders Meri, because Meri can't really tell her whole story
Mhm.
without talking about Leon.
Yes, but she could tell a lot of other stories. I mean, she can definitely tell us right more about what was going on with the catfishing, because I don't think we've ever gotten a true, real,
Yeah,
honest,
because she's not willing to admit.
yeah,
You
honest
know.
explanation of what that is. And so that's the thing, right? If you want people to be real with you,
Mhm.
you need to be real with other people. And that's the difference between being a therapist in a private practice, where no, that's not my job, isn't to be real with people. Like, I'm really me, but I'm not going to tell you my whole life. It's about your time.
Mhm.
When you go into this coaching space, when you go into the space of Tony Robbins, Mel Robbins, like, Terry Cole, like all of these people in that coaching space, that's a different sort of way of doing things. You do have to talk a lot about yourself. And it is about this journey. And because that's what you're really, exactly what you're saying. That's what you're selling. You're selling that growth. You're selling that journey. So that's the problem is that she is picking what feels like an easier way to go. But it's like, no, that way, when you go in that direction, you really have to be very open. But but then, then don't do this, Meri. Don't put this out here. But it feels very much like she wants people to know, because she's looked so bad for so long. Like she wants people to know, like, I'm a strong person. I'm a good person. I'm all these things. And it's like, well, then just show us that. Like, you don't need to do this. Anyway.
Or explain how you got,
Yeah.
explain why. Why,
I just don't think she can.
What was your journey to feeling worthy? I don't know.
Yeah. And that's the other part of it too, is that the people that do really well with all this stuff, they either pay a lot of money to have people help them, or they're good storytellers. They're good at like explaining things, and they're teachers. When I first started creating products and courses and all that stuff, I had to sort of teach myself, like, how do I teach this? How do I tell this to people? And how do I show you how to do this in a way that has a structure to it? And that took a long time to figure that out. So anywho. All right, Brooke, bring us home, because I could talk about this worthy up thing all the time.
Yeah, well, maybe next week when this stuff comes up with Meri, we can talk. We could pull up that email that we got and talk more about. About Meri.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So thank you so much for joining us. And if you enjoy the podcast and you want to help support us, you can subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. You can also leave us a 5-star rating or review. And we also have a Patreon if you want to get more content from us, patreon.com/psychlegalpodcast. And we do a weekly bonus episode, and we have other monthly bonus content, a special true crime episode, and Ask Us Anything episode. So check that out, and hope to see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.